So I think I figured out the protocol for getting sunshine. So when I was commuting to work, I would park maybe half a mile from my office. And so every morning I would walk to work, and then for lunch, I would actually eat my lunch at my desk, and then I would go out for another 30-minute walk. There's like a park nearby that I would go to. And then when work was done, I would walk back to the car. So 3 times a day, I would be getting sunshine, or at least 3 opportunities. So what I'm going to try to do is before my work starts, I'm going to try to get maybe like 20 minutes in the morning, and then another 20 minutes at lunch, and then when work ends, another 20 minutes. So I'm going to try to do this for, a few months and see what happens. And also, you may have noticed that I've covered up myself, but my sleeves are completely exposed. And I'm just thinking that, hey, if there's any part of my skin that I want to protect, it's going to be my face and my neck. And because the skin is one of the first indicators that there might be issues internally, that's what I'm going to use, is these age spots or dark spots. That's what I'm going to use to kind of see if things are improving. But you have to also remember that just getting sunshine isn't enough. You also have to have the diet to go along with your daily sun exposure. And some foods that I heard that you need stuff like, you need foods that are high in magnesium. And I think there's another compound called sulforaphane, and that's found in a lot of leafy green vegetables, broccoli. I don't eat a lot of those, but the way I'm thinking about getting it is through kimchi, because I do eat a lot of kimchi. And another interesting thing that I learned is that back in the day, hospitals would have verandas or balconies where they would bring patients out into. And that was it was known back then that sunlight was one of the key ingredients to healing patients. But we don't do that anymore. But what's interesting is that patients that are closer to a window actually heal much faster than the ones that get almost no sunshine. So we are currently in mid-April, so I will consider this day 1 of my experiment. I have been doing walks during lunchtime, but I still don't think that's enough. I think having at least sun exposure 3 times a day, that was when I probably felt the best. That's when I didn't have any of these skin issues. So that will be my baseline for my experiment. And you know what? I'm willing to admit that I don't have all the answers. So it could be a complete failure. This is an experiment. When you go online, there's so many contradictory information. There's so many hearsay. There's so much terrible research that people are saying is fact. So I need to experiment on myself and see what the truth really is. And my intuition tells me that our ancestors got a lot of sunshine and they didn't have any issues. We're designed for the sun. So maybe in a few months I'll just give an update on my progress. If there is any, it could be a complete failure, maybe nothing will change. But my feeling is that if I do this, my health will definitely improve.